How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to Salvage Auto Rebuilds, where it is a brand new week, which means some brand new projects in the shop, guys. So as you can see, we've got quite a couple of things going on over here. So yeah, as you all know, this is the Lexus IS 300 that we got of our friend Delboy, aka FRH Gaming. So guys, yeah, this is one of the things we want to start looking at today, is to get this thing torn down, at least on the suspension side of things. That is the reason why I've got it up on the lift over here. So yeah, these wheels are completely totaled, so they are definitely going to have to come off. Even this one back here is a little bit crooked. So yeah, that is pretty much my plan for this car today, but it's not a priority, so we're going to see when we are going to get to this, and if we are going to get to it today. So I don't know. But right over here, guys, we've got a brand new project from our buddy Phantom. Now, Phantom has been a very big supporter of the channel, guys, and as you all know, he has been donating a whole lot of cars, and yeah, we've got a total of $30,000 to spend on this car and also on his pickup truck, which he sent me. So yeah, we are going to be working on a truck as well for him pretty soon, guys. But we've got another project also coming in that I'm going to try and squeeze in, which is a Dodge Coronet from my other buddy, Mr. Ozzy on the Simpson. I guess that's how we can call him. That's what he calls himself. So yeah, we are also getting a Dodge Coronet from him, guys, as a donation, which we're going to be restoring. But yeah, there's going to be something a little bit special about that car. We'll get to it when we get to it. That is not here yet. And then, yeah, we are going to be putting this thing together today by getting suspension mounted. So my plans are to try and see if we can get this thing off the jack stands, because he sent the car over with the jack stands. So we're going to see if we can get some wheels on this puppy and maybe make it a little bit of a roller today. So I went ahead and picked up some wheels. Now, these are second-hand wheels that I picked up from the guy over at the beach shop. So I'm thinking we're going to see if they fit the Lexus. Eventually, I don't know when we're going to get to that, but they might be a little bit too wide. But I'll also try and see what they're going to look like on Phantom's car. Maybe something like that. We'll see, guys. I don't know yet. But we also have got the set of drag wheels, maybe, that we can put on the car just to get it rolling again. So we're going to see how that's going to work out. But yeah, we've got these wheels already, so I figured, what the heck, we're just going to see if we can use them. And then over here in the paint booth is our 1958 Chevy Bel Air, guys, which we are still in the process of getting this car restored as well. So today I'm hoping to try and see if we can get everything painted so that it can start drying up and curing and getting it ready for the clear coat. So I decided we are going to be painting this car the original green, which it was, because obviously there's a couple of nooks and crannies which we're going to struggle to get painted. So I figured, well, what the heck, we might as well just paint the original green color, and that way it will also keep a little bit more of its value. And I think it's going to be a little bit more desirable if this car is kind of, you know, more original. I managed to get the door cards off, but I still got no idea how the steering column comes out. So I've loosened all the bolts, guys. So if anybody watching this knows how to take out the steering column, please do let me know down in the comment section, because yeah, I even tried removing the steering column, and that is also not, well, not the steering column, the steering box, and that also didn't allow it to come out. So I don't know if it's something to do with the engine. So we are going to be ripping the engine out as well, hopefully today. Try and see if we can get this thing up on our engine stand and tearing it down and see how bad it is. If it's really too far gone, I think we're just going to try and see if we can just buy a brand new Chevy 350 from the crate, you know, and see if we can do it that way. So yeah, now let's talk a little bit about our financial situation, guys. So yeah, funny thing happened. I was in here in the shop, busy preparing for the next episode, today's episode, and got a phone call. So the old cell phone over here started ringing, and I answered, and it was a guy who drove past our old shop. And he made me an offer on the spot to buy the place. And he paid me a total of 100,000 for the place, guys. So it turns out that the property is actually very useful to him. He actually put a little bit of, I don't know exactly what to call it. It's like a barn where he can store stuff in. So that is pretty cool, guys. We've got ourselves a nifty amount of money for that property. And I didn't really expect to sell it for that much, because I only paid 70,000 for it. And I spent a little bit over 10,000 on the carports and stuff. But yeah, he has since been a little bit busy and broke a couple of the things down. So yeah, that is pretty good. We managed to sell our property, guys, and on top of that, we also finished the auction on the BMW E36, which landed us a total of $173,000 after the auction fee has been deducted of 20%. So yeah, pretty nifty. I'm quite happy with that. And now we've got all of the money to pay Uncle Bill back and finally pay off our shop over here, guys. I didn't expect to do it so fast, but you know, it's good. It's better to just get it sorted than to keep, you know, this thing hanging over our shoulders about, you know, having to pay Uncle Bill back. So over here we've got the suspension for the Chad, or the Charger. Well, we can call it the Chad, I guess. So we're going to be putting this thing together for Phantom, and then hopefully get this thing rolling today. So we're going to try and see if we can do this first of all. And yeah, customer cars comes first, then we'll tackle our Bel Air, and then we'll do that one over there maybe. I think, no, we'll do the Chad first, then the little Lada over there. That is just a quick customer job, guys. We just got to swap a transmission onto that thing. It's going to make it a, you know, just a quick job, and also earn a little bit more money, which at this stage, everything is welcome. We are definitely going to try and see if we can make, you know, as much money as possible in this series. And yeah, who knows how far we're going to go with it, guys. But so far, I'm quite happy with how things are going and what we are doing here. So yeah, also let me know down in the comment section if there's a very specific car that you'd like to see. I know I've had a couple of requests for a Ford Focus, so we might be having a look at getting a Ford Focus in, and we also might have a look at some of the you know, more classics like the 71 Plymouth Fury, maybe a 67 Impala. But I'll leave that up to you guys. What do you want to see next in the shop? Because I think we are at that stage where we can start taking a little bit of requests from you guys and figure out what you would like to see. So yeah, I'm down for everything. So yeah, drop your comments down below. Let me know what you would like to see, and then we will try and get it done. I mean, why not? All right, so these are okay. I took out the freaking wrong pads now. These pads are for the front brakes. Don't know how I did this, but okay, I must have missed it. Okay, so those are the right pads. We're just gonna have to move these over to the front suspension over there, which is a little bit of a situation because they are already out of the box, and I think I may have just accidentally popped that one into the caliper, which was not really a bad thing, but we'll get to that in a bit. First of all, want to get the rear suspension put together here. Let's just see if we can get these pads in here properly. All right, there's only one that's also a little bit finicky sometimes, you know. All right, brake hoses. We know these are also a lot of fun to get on like that, but okay. I think we've got it. All right, passenger side is this side. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get it on like this. I'll try my best, yeah. There we go, we've got it. All right, let's do this one as well. That goes over there. Alrighty, looking good. So these actually need to go onto the car. I don't know why I put them there. I was actually like trying to sort all of the parts, but you know, sometimes can't always prepare everything to the best of your ability. Alright, so there we go. That's our steering column. That's going inside the car as well, and so is the drive shaft. Alright, so this is going to go around about there somewhere, and then let's bring this over. Alright, so we're not going to be able to mount this yet. I still need to take some of the old parts off here, which is this, well, these leaf springs, and also the one shock absorber I noticed is still on here. Alright, so we'll just undo all of the old parts here, just get rid of them. Alright, no leaf spring on that side, so that is good. So we are ready to put these on. Alright, zip that up and zip that up. I could have sworn I saw a leaf spring on that side as well, but okay. Looks like it wasn't there. Alright, and there we go. Let's pop that onto there. Zip it down. Okay, perfect. Alright, let's try and see if we can get our axle mounted. Just like that, okay. Alright, so that is looking pretty good. We are definitely... we always got a clean canvas here, guys, which we are working on. So it's pretty cool that we've got you know, this car halfway stripped already from him. Definitely saves us a bit of time, you know, trying to take care of all of the old parts, taking them off and getting it sorted. So, yeah, the plans for this car, at this stage, I don't know yet, but the only thing Phantom told me that I need to do is keep the color, which is this maroon, almost a brown, red brown, I don't know. You guys can be the judge of that, but yeah, it looks like it's a very nifty looking color, and I think it's going to look pretty good on this car. Alright, so let's get the steering column in, since we are pretty much here. I've even got the pedals and all of that. Alright, so we'll get all of these in. This is going to give us a nice fresh foundation to work from. Alright, this can also go inside. Alright, that goes onto the firewall over here. You just got to find the sweet spot. There we go. Alright, so that is on, and now we can get our brake line in, and we'll just come and tighten it up back here onto the brake hoses. Yeah, that looks good. Alrighty, well, definitely getting there. Alright, so now I think we are ready to start on probably the front suspension as well, but I think let's do all of these things first, because these can all go onto the firewall, and I think some of this can go onto the panels here on the side. So we'll maybe get these mounted first. That way everything is prepped and ready for the suspension at the front. But I actually forgot about these. Let's just get this onto the... There we go. Alrighty, and let's do this one at the back as well. And that we know the rear end is completely sorted at least. Just like that, looking good. Alright, let's get this onto here. Okay. That's the one shock. We'll grab this one. Alright, get that onto here. And then our shock absorber for there. Alrighty. And these can also go in. These are the torsion bars. They can just hang there for now until we get the front suspension on. There we go. Alrighty, so definitely getting there. We've also got a brand new transmission mount, which we are going to have to remove the old one here. There we go. That one was a little bit busted anyway, so yeah, out with the old and in with the brand new. Alrighty, so that is as far as we can go with all of that. This is going to be junked along with that, so pretty nifty. Alright, let's start with the front suspension, which is a little bit more on the complicated side of things, you know, but okay. There we go, get that on. Yeah, these things are all the same, you know, and pretty much all of the muscle cars that we have been working on in the shop, they've got the very same front suspension pretty much, apart from our Bel Air, which is a little bit different. And there we go. Alright, strut rods are in. Let's do steering box. Steering box goes this side. Okay, so this is the driver's side. Alright, where's that little arm that links the steering links with the steering box? You know what I mean. Alright, that is done. We'll get this in right over there. Alrighty, and then tie rods. Alright, so I might try the wheels that we picked up from the guy over at the beach shop on this car. We're going to see what they look like. And then if I am happy with the look, we might actually stick with it. But I might actually, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll get some lowering springs and torsion bars for this thing. And maybe we slam it for him. I don't know. I will still decide as we progress. Because I've kind of got a little bit of freedom with this build to do what I want. Except for changing the color of the car. We'll see how that's going to work out. Alright, so that is done. Let's get our hubs. And, well, discs on the hubs. Alright, there we are. Where did I put the... Yeah, I put it back. Okay. Which is actually not a bad thing, you know. Putting your tools back in the toolbox and you know where they are. Alright, so that is brake discs mounted. Let's just get that back in a toolbox again. All right, now we are going to need to do this, which is always a lot of fun getting these things in. We've got the other one in there. Okay, this one needs to go this way. Yep, that works. All right, last one over there. Okay, not too bad. We are definitely getting these things sorted out for this car. All right, let's put this one onto here. This is passenger side, which is on this side. Here we are. Okay, let's just make sure we bolt it down properly. That looks good. Okay, and this side we can pop this one on. All right, so there we are, guys. That is our front suspension done and dusted. So now I've got two engines that Holger, aka Charger, in my Discord server actually did for us, repaired for us, and I'm thinking of using one of those on this car. We'll see, and maybe just tune it a little bit for him, and then we'll drop it into the engine bay, guys. I think that's going to work out pretty well. So I still need to send him a total of 10,000 bucks for that work, which I haven't done yet because, you know, things have been a little bit crazy lately with the technical difficulties and stuff we had. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to try and remember to do it now after this episode. Send him the cash so that we can get the engines back in the shop. All right, let's just fill up the brake master cylinder here with some brake fluid, and then that part of the job is done then. All right, I think that'll do the trick. All right, nice and full, and let's just put the cap back on, and there we go. We've got a pretty decent foundation now, guys. So I think let's quickly go ahead and see if we grab the wheels from the back of our truck. I just want to see how they're going to fit and if there's going to be any, you know, rubbing or anything as such. So I don't know. These might actually work pretty well just like this. All right, let's just see. Yeah, we've got these brake lines tightened down. I just wanted to check the front ones now because I think I've got a couple of things I need to bolt down here still. All right, let's just quickly do all of this and over there. Okay, that is tightened down. Okay, so it's the brake line. It's the upper control arm and the shock absorber, obviously. All right, so that looks good, I think. Yeah, everything is tightened now. Okay, so let's just have a look at these wheels once again. So they look a little bit small, on the smaller side. So don't really know if these are going to stay on the car, but I don't know. We'll see. I'll decide, guys. I'll still have to put the bodywork together. So I'm thinking of getting a couple of panels from the junkyard because I know there are some of these at the junkyard. So we might actually get some body panels off of some of the donor cars there, which will be perfect for this project. And we'll just see if we can find some without too much rust on them. All right, and we're just going to zip down 3 of these on each wheel. As I said, I don't think they're going to stay on the car probably. I'll only really be able to tell if the, you know, the bodywork is put together, how it looks. And whether it's going to work on the car. But I think we're going to be able to lower this thing down again. And take the jack stands out. So those are actually belonging to Phantom. So we're going to have to send them back with the car once we are done with it. Okay, so let's just see if our trusty old floor jack here is going to be able to lift this thing up high enough to get these jack stands out from under it. Because these look like heavy-duty jack stands. Yeah, like those big ones. All right, well, at least there's something for it to drop onto now if we do it like this. See what I mean? Yeah, there we go. All right, this is going to look a little bit weird for a second. All right, let's go this way. See if we can just get this thing lifted up as high as it'll go. So that way when we rip these jack stands out, it'll at least drop onto the floor jack. Just like that. All right, now we'll just bring it down to earth. All right, pretty nifty. Alrighty, guys, so I think that is pretty much as far as we're going to go with the work on Phantom's chair today. So I think next up we are going to tackle the customer's Lada sedan on the lift next to us here. And just get that transmission mounted and see if it's going to actually get all of its gears. Because I think second gear is broken in it. I had a bit of trouble getting it into the shop and it kept dying every time we go into second gear. So I think that's going to solve the issue. And we can clearly also see under the car that the gearbox does look a little bit well used or well worn or maybe even broken. So I don't know. Alright, so let's bring our toolbox over here. I don't think we're going to need anything from the toolbox yet. I did have my wrench, which I put over here. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can sort this out. It's probably going to be relatively easy with our car up on a lift here, because this is usually a bit of a mission doing this when the car isn't on the ground. You know, it's a little bit hard to get to all the bolts under here. Alright, so we'll just undo the ones we can reach from here, and then we'll just lower it down. Alright, come on. There we go. Yeah, this lift is a little bit... Well, the buttons are a little bit sticky on this one compared to the other one. Alright, but there we go. I can just undo this, and then we'll undo that one. Alright, and now, if we lift the car back up... There we go, gearbox is on the ground. Okay, so that is one busted gearbox out. And now we can quickly just go ahead and mount this one, which is a nice and simple job. Alrighty. There we go, and we can actually just bolt down these again. And that is almost done. So now we can just go ahead and drop it down again. Alrighty, all the way down. There we are. Alright, we'll just grab these arms out from under the car. Yeah, this is actually a very luxurious Lada. So this is the, what they call 2107, which is the bigger one of the, you know, the fleet of these. I think the 2104 is the station wagon, and yeah, this is the pretty much the big boy. Alright, but it's still also got a 1.5 liter engine in it, so... Yeah, I don't know how they worked that out, but okay. So there we go. That is job done. So this car is now... Yeah, it should be running and driving the way that it's supposed to. It should get all of its gears without any trouble. Alright, let's just push it back a little bit. There we go. Alright, should be able to open the door. Alrighty, and let's see. Yeah, see, it's got a little bit of a more luxurious interior compared to the other ones. The 2105 is a little bit of a smaller one. There we go, it gets reverse. First gear, third gear, fourth gear, and fifth gear. There we go. Alright, I think we sorted this thing out, guys. This is much better. Alright, now our truck is actually blocking the entrance, so we're not going to be able to get this thing out. That's fine, we'll just put it maybe next to the truck over there. Nice and out of the way, and then we'll let our customer know that they can come and pick up their car a little bit later on. And we'll just get a couple of bucks for this job as well, which is great. Alright, let's put the handbrake up, and there she is, guys. That is another job done over here. So, yeah, getting there, guys. We are getting there. Alright, so now I think what we're going to do is we're going to do the paint job on the Bel Air over here and see how it turns out, if we're going to be able to get all of the panels painted up properly and looking good. So we've already got the paint in here. So let's give it a little bit of a test run here. There we go. Yeah, this thing is going to cover very nicely by the looks of it, guys. So I think let's cue some music and get this thing painted up in its original factory color, and then we'll swap over to white once we paint the roof. Alrighty guys, so I think that is looking much better. So the car is now painted in its factory original green paint job once again, and we used almost a full can of paint on the car, but as you guys know me, I always buy extra, so we've got some extra paint laying around, which is not really a problem, you know, because these things are kind of inexpensive. And yeah, now we just got to get the white paint in here. Did I take the right paint? I think I did. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, so now let's quickly paint our roof over here up in white. I think this is gonna look amazing. There we go. Alright, this is just gonna have to sit here and cure, because can't get it mounted to the car yet. Still need a bunch of other parts as well for this car, guys. I decided to just take everything that we had taken off the car over to our buddy who does the chrome plating and the refurbishing of all of our parts. So once those things get back, they are going to be as good as new. So I think that is going to be pretty nifty. It's going to cost us a little bit of money to do it, but you know, it's cheaper than trying to find the parts and getting them replaced. So now that everything is painted up on this car, I think we are ready to try and see. Luckily the hood opens pretty nicely, so we're going to be able to try and see if we can get the engine out, because I want to start digging into the engine next, which I think is a little bit more important than getting the Lexus over there suspension strip today. But we'll see. We might even have time for that today. And hopefully we can figure everything out. And we are going to be stripping down the engine today as well. Get an idea of what the condition is of it and how far we need to go to get this thing fixed up. It's not really ideal painting the car first, you know, and then trying to do this, but it is what it is, and we are going to do our best. Alright, so there's probably a whole lot of stuff that needs to come off of here, and all sorts of stuff that we don't really have to deal with. But we'll see. Yeah, there's another bolt there on the transmission, so this is a little bit different. Alright, so just gotta take it nice and easy, figure this out. This might even be an issue. We'll see. Might have to go and work on the Lexus after all if we can't get this engine out of here. But wait a second, is that it? No, that's not it yet. Okay, well, the transmission seems to have come loose. Alright, so there's the gearbox, guys. So we've got the gearbox out, and there's not a problem with the gearbox as such. It looks like it's still in decent shape, so that might be usable. This is a Turbo 350 or a TH 350. I've got no idea what that really means, but okay. You guys will definitely let me know in the comment section if there's anything significant about that. But yeah, I believe it's pretty much the ones that this car comes with, or that this engine is paired with. And now what I'm looking for is the next thing that is keeping the engine in, which I don't know what it is. It could be that. No. Wait a second, what is this? This is the, yeah, that is the fuel line. Okay. All right, now I'm thinking there should be an ground cable somewhere over there, which might actually be the... Yep, there we go. All right, that is loose. All right, now can I... Yep, there we go. All right, I've got it, guys. Yeah, this is a little bit of a heavy one. But okay, so there's our engine, which is the 283 cubic inch V8 Chevy engine. So, yeah, this is going to be taken over straight to our engine stand over here. And then we are going to be digging into this thing a little bit just to see what this is all about. And I've got no idea where to start. I think let's start with the headers. Get the headers off of the engine, because they both seem to be in good nick. I don't know. Maybe even this needs to come off. This is our exhaust flange kind of thing. I don't know what they call this. It's like just an exhaust pipe. Well, a start of an exhaust pipe. Okay. Alright, this header can come off. That is a genuine GM part, which is not in bad condition. This is a little bit worn, so I think worn parts that I'm gonna have to replace. We'll drop it on the floor and we'll see if we can put all the good parts or the better parts on the table over here behind us. Alright, so let's go over to this side and let's just close this door. It's a little bit in the way. Alright, let's take this off. Alright, so there we go. That is our other one. Exhaust pipe. Very specifically angled for the certain type of exhaust that they had on this car. Which I don't know exactly what exhaust I'm going to go with on this thing yet. I'm going to have to shop around a bit and see what I can find. Alright, can we... Alright, this is being a little bit of a nuisance to get off, but there we go. We've got it. Okay, so this one also not too bad. Alright, that's our exhaust manifold for the left and for the right. They both are in similar condition, which kind of makes sense. Let's get this fan belt off. Or alternator belt, actually. Well, it also drives the fan, so I don't think I'm really wrong in saying that. But once again, this is a bad part, so we can chuck it on the floor. It needs to be replaced, and then let's continue digging into this thing, guys. It's not that difficult to work on this engine. Just gotta wrap your mind around it. But all engines are very much the same. At the end of the day, it's the similar thing. There goes the alternator. Well, we've got the alternator with the bracket. Yeah, I don't know if it's... that looks like it's part of the alternator. So, alternator is good. This can be reused. So, I don't think we really have to buy a new engine by the looks of it so far. I don't know. We'll see. Once we start digging into the internals of the engine and such, we might see what is happening. Alright, is that off? Yep, that is off. And that is our water pump, which is not bad yet, but it's on its way out. So, it's better to replace it. Alright, over here, similar to the other engines that we usually work on, this is the harmonic balancer where the pulley mounts to, which you can clearly see that crankshaft pulley is shot, so it's going to be replaced. And then harmonic balancer, I think that's also what they call it, that it is, and this is still brand new. Alright, now what else is mounted to this thing is, there's something else mounted here. I don't know if it's like a two-piece or what the heck is this. Okay, so there's a secondary crankshaft pulley on this thing. Okay, that is pretty interesting the way that works. Okay. Alright, well yeah, this crankshaft pulley is shot. So that is the crankshaft pulley 1 and then crankshaft pulley 2, I presume. I don't know. Well, if you know what that is or what that means, let me know in the comment section once again, guys. But alright, so now we can take off this timing chain cover. And it's got a crap ton of bolts, as you can see, which is making it a whole lot of fun. Alright, there we go. Which is also on its last leg, so might as well see if we can replace it. And yeah, that might actually add up a whole lot of money if we have to buy everything. So, it might end up being cheaper to buy a crate engine. So, I don't know. I'll have to check the pricing and such once I work on this, because if I'm buying a bigger, well, a new engine for this thing, I'm definitely buying the 350 cubic inch, which is the bigger one, to just run this car a little bit better. We are going to need our pry tool as well. All right, let's bring the toolbox. Where did I leave it now? It's somewhere. How the hell do I lose my whole freaking toolbox? Come on, where did I put it now, guys? Oh, it's in here, in the paint shop. Okay, I don't know why I put it in the paint shop, really, but okay. Yeah, we moved it here to take the engine out. Okay, of course. Alright, let's just bring this closer to our engine building room. Alright, because now we're gonna have our tools on hand when we need them. Alright, let's just put it over here for now. Okay, so pry tool, as I said, to get these off. Okay, that's our spark wires, which are bad. Points distributor spark plug. Oh my gosh, are you telling me this thing has got points in it? Yeah, it's probably got points. Okay. Plugs and points, you know, that's how these things operate. But okay, we're going to have to dig into this distributor maybe a little bit more, because I think this thing is actually... Yeah, the distributor itself doesn't look bad. Let's maybe look at it quickly, guys. I mean, why the heck not? We've got it here now, so... There's one screw for the distributor cap, I think. It comes off, okay. The distributor cap is not the greatest. Alright, there's nothing else mounted to this, so... Alright, that can just go on the ground because it's a little bit too far gone. Okay, now this... Come off. This is our rotor. Which is also bad, clearly. Alright, let's see if we can strip the rest of this freaking thing. It's teeny tiny little screws in here. Okay, these are the points. And those aren't bad. Okay, so the points are decent. The distributor itself, it's not bad, so... We'll see. We'll have to get a rotor for this thing then. Okay, let's just put this together. Otherwise, this is probably going to end up disappearing, you know, because... Holy crap, it's such teeny tiny little screws there, you know. And teeny tiny parts like that is definitely going to disappear eventually, you know, if you leave them laying around. Alrighty, so now let's continue with this thing. It's got quite a lot of stuff on it still. Alright, that is our crankshaft sprocket, which is also bad. This is our crankshaft sprocket, which is probably going to need a pry tool. Yep, pop that off, and that is also in fairly bad condition, so we'll have to replace that, no doubt about it. Alright, so now looking at this, this is our engine block, which we can clearly see is, yeah, it's toast, and oil filter doesn't look the greatest. Yeah, that is bad. Yeah, this is going to be one of those things that's going to need a new engine block anyway, so we might be able to end up rebuilding this engine to a 350 cubic inch if we really wanted to go as far as that, but I don't know. I'll just have to compare the pricing first of all. Crate engine versus all the parts we're going to need. Alright, come on. There we go. Alright. Yeah, it's not too bad, this oil pan. It's still fine. It can still work. But yeah, I'm not going to bother taking the spark plugs out, because we can do that with the heads removed and check them out that way. Alright, so there's our ignition coil, which is not the greatest. I think we've got a spare coil like this. Yeah, we might have. Alright, starter can come off next, I think. Alright, the starter is good. We can reuse the starter. Let's see what else we've got on this side. Alright, here's the thermostat. We can probably take off the intake and the air cleaner and all of that. Yeah, that's the thermostat housing, which is bad. Alright, let's tilt it maybe this way. Get this air cleaner removed. That's... the lid isn't bad, but... about this, yeah, that is not the greatest. And then this is all rusty looking. Alrighty, yeah, that's going to be replaced. And now, what is this thing? This is the carburetor. Let's see what he calls it. Okay, well, it's called the carburetor now. I know that they called this thing something different back in the day when these engines were first produced. I think they called it the fuel happener, which is actually very... That's true. Actually, if you think about it, that's what it is. It makes the fuel happen, you know, but not really entirely the correct way of explaining it. But okay, guys, you know what I mean. All right, there's the intake. Oh, crap. Okay, I just may have cracked that, but okay. Intake manifold is not too bad, or it wasn't bad, but we'll see. Hopefully it's still good when we try and use it. If we do reuse it, I don't know. Alright, what is under here? This is our valve cover. What do we find here, guys? We have got some rockers, which are bad. Okay. Yeah, I can just see dollars, you know, racking up as we have to buy parts for this engine. Alrighty, and then now this cylinder head needs to come off. It's got a couple of bolts here. I think I may have loosened some of these already. Okay, there's that cylinder head, which is actually in beautiful condition. Alright, head gasket. Yeah, nothing left of that. Alright, let's spin it this way and have a look at this side. I think like this should work. Okay. Okay, that valve cover is shot. Can clearly see it. It's bad. Okay, and then this side, well, the rockers don't look too bad. Let's see what they say about this. Come on. Alright, well, might as well replace it, you know. No use in reusing one side rockers only. We can definitely get some new rockers for both the heads then. Right, and depending on the condition of this cylinder head, I don't know, we'll see. When it gets to crankshaft and stuff like that, yeah, see, this cylinder head is bad, so which is going to have to be replaced. And this head gasket is also quite shot, not really much left of it. Alright, so now let's maybe do these clutch parts at the back here. If I'm going to be able to reach all the bolts here, which are a little bit tricky to get to by the looks of it. But okay, we'll see how we can do this. There should be one there, down there, and then... Yep, that's a little bit tricky. I've got a feeling I missed one somewhere. There must be another one over here somewhere, guys. Come on, let's just get it. There we are. Alright, that's our pressure plate. It's not the greatest, so it's coming off. That's our clutch plate, which is not bad. And now it's going to be the flywheel that needs to come off. Alright, let's see. That is also not the greatest. Okay, that's just borderline of what I would like to reuse on an engine like this. And now is all of these pistons. Let's see if we take them out one at a time and we just check them out. This one is bad already. It's not bad, but it's definitely a little bit too far gone to my liking. Alright, there's the other one. Clearly not going to work as well anymore. But yeah, this engine still ran. And it kind of didn't have too much trouble starting up. It cranked for a bit, but it wasn't terrible, guys. But I mean, we are trying to get this thing up and running properly. That piston is the best one so far, but it's also not the greatest. Let's take a look at this one. This one doesn't look too bad either. Yeah, that's one decent-ish piston at least, but yeah, I don't know, guys. It's a little bit of a catch-22 situation now with this, because we're gonna need a whole lot of parts as it sits already. Okay, so there's the other piston, which is bad, and then I'm guessing this last one isn't going to be a whole lot different. But okay, wait a second, I just spoke too soon. Okay, that one is actually good. Alright, so the last thing that we can take off of this engine block would be the crankshaft here. Let's see what this is all about and what the condition is of this. But the engine block, clearly we can see, is quite bad. Yeah, crankshaft is also bad, engine block is bad, and there's nothing else attached to this engine block, so I think it's safe to say the engine block is toast, which it is. It's kind of bad. So, alright, so on the table here we've got all of the good parts, which are not a whole lot, guys, so I'm thinking if we have to buy all of these parts separately, it might cost us more than what it would cost to get a crate engine, so... I don't know. I'm gonna decide, guys. I'm definitely gonna have to do a little bit of shopping. Not really shopping as such, but you know, having a look around at prices and such to see if I can buy the parts or if I should just go ahead and buy the whole freaking engine. So I don't know. It's gonna just all depend on what I can find as I'm doing my research, guys. But I'm thinking a 350 engine would actually be very nice for this car. I still need to come and take out the radiator maybe. Yeah, let's maybe do that real quick before we have a look at the Lexus here. I think the Lexus is not really a priority, so let's try and see if we can take the radiator out and what that is going to entail. Alright, let's go this way. Alright, and there it is. The radiator. Yeah, radiator isn't bad, guys. I would actually just go ahead and put that back in the car. I mean, it's good having it out of the car just to take a look at it, but I think it's fine. This can still do the job. And there's another thing I wanted to check now. The cables over here. Let's just take this off. I can't remember if I replaced this yet. Battery wires. Okay, the battery is a little bit bad. But the battery wires, let's just check it out. I mean, since we are in here now and just checking everything out. Alright, so those wires are good. We can reuse those again. And one thing I haven't checked when I did the suspension is this brake master cylinder. I don't know if it's any good. Alright, a very small bolt over there, which weren't tightened down. Okay, yeah, because we did replace the main brake line on this thing. But the master cylinder, it looks good. And you guys see what I see. We may have found a very hidden bolt for this, which is, I can't recall what exactly I did now. You know what? So it turns out the master cylinder was hiding one of the bolts. Okay, so there we go, guys. We figured that out as well, which is great. So we've got our old steering column out, and the master cylinder, as I said, looks good. So I don't want to go ahead and put this back in yet, because we're going to have to replace the steering column first, so we can bolt that down properly next time. But yeah, this car is kind of dry to the touch already. I'm wondering if we shouldn't maybe spray the clear coat on this thing yet. I don't know. I don't want to do a unhasty thing here by painting the car in clear coat now. And these wheels also still need to come off, because I need to paint them white, and we need to find those little chrome hubcaps that I'm looking for. So I'm thinking we've got a little bit of time left for this episode. Maybe we can finish off by taking the wheels and tires off of this thing again and mounting some yeah, well, I've only got these drag wheels. It'll be interesting to see what it'll look like on the Bel Air, but I don't know if those wheels are going to clear the arches, which are going to be a bit of a problem. Okay, you know what? Let's rather do the clear coat real quick first, and then we'll decide what we're going to do with the wheels and tires as we do that. Alright, so I'm going to have to get my paint out of the spray gun once again, the white over here. Come on, this way. Alright, and I bought a couple of cans of clear coat, and I think I may have even had white laying around. There's another clear coat here. Let's just use this one first, see how far we get with it. Alright, well, let's spray some clear coat on this thing, guys. It's probably going to take me a little bit of time to do this, so let's go back to a little bit of music while I do this, and then we'll see how it turns out at the end of the day. I might be missing a little bit the lighting. I wonder if we turn the lights off, if I'm going to be able to see better. Let's just check this out. Yeah, see, there's a little bit of dust over there. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to see much better like this. Okay, well, alright guys, let's cue that music and get to spraying some clear coat, and then I'll bring you guys back up to speed or normal time, whatever you'd like to call it, once this thing is clear coated up. So here we go. Alright folks, so there we are. That is job done with the paint job. So I think we did pretty well today. I mean, we've got the clear coat laid down now and it is looking pretty decent. I don't know if we missed any spots. I will probably have to just check it again sometime. And fortunately, this is something we can always touch up afterwards and just, let it cure a little bit again. So, yeah, we don't really have a whole lot of time left for today's episode. So I think what we're quickly going to do, guys, is we are going to take out the wheels from the car, or take off the wheels from the car, rather. And just get these tires removed once again. And I'm going to put it on jack stands. And then, yeah, hopefully we can get these painted off camera. And also get the chrome hubcaps and stuff and maybe get them back onto the car. So when you guys tune in for the next episode, this thing would be on its final wheels, hopefully. So yeah, let's maybe go ahead and get these removed from the car once again. Alright, so there we go. That's the first one. Let's come over here. We're just going to take the tire off. Alright, so there it is. Okay. Alrighty, and that's going to be painted white, so I'm just going to maybe, do that off camera after today's episode and then get the wheels painted white and then see if I can order those chrome hubcaps that I'm looking for in the center and then, yeah, just mount the tires once again. So I think that's going to look pretty nifty. So you guys will be able to see that in the next episode when this is fitted to the car and has been sorted. And then I think we'll also try and see if we can actually get the some of the interior parts maybe or something. I don't know exactly yet, but we'll figure it out. So let's bring some jack stands over. All right, just to get the car, sitting on some jack stands while we work on the wheels. And I'm gonna have to paint the wheels probably like somewhere outside the paint booth because yeah, we can't do it here. Because the car is here now, so which is it's not a big problem. All right, let's just go around to this side and do the other side as well. Can we get it under here? Yeah, there we go. All right, lift it up. Let's get those jack stands in before we take the wheels off. Yeah, there we go. I just pop that into there, and then we will do this one on the front. All right, let's quickly rip the wheels off. Okay. Alright, this one, we can also get the tire off of here. Alright, let's not throw it on our freshly painted roof there, that wouldn't be great. Alright, so there we are, last one. I don't have a spare wheel for this car, but I really think it's a big train smash. We'll see, or a big train wreck, as the other people would say. Alright, let's get this one off, and there we go. That is looking pretty good. So that is our wheels removed, guys. So now I'm going to be able to paint them white. And then we'll see if I can get them mounted back onto the car again before the next recording of the next episode, guys. And then hopefully also get some parts. I don't know if we're going to get all of the chrome and stuff back yet, because it's a little bit too soon for that, probably. So in the next episode, we might be able to tackle some work on the Lexus, because I didn't get to that today. And also the Charger or Chad over here, we could probably try and see if we can get the engines from Charger, aka Holger, the buddy in Discord who's been doing the work for me to those, and get that mounted in the car and see if we can maybe even do a little bit of work with it. And I'm also going to see if we can get the engine for the Bel Air maybe assembled or bought. I don't know. As I said, I'm going to see what's going to work out the cheapest, buying the parts or just buying a crate engine for it, As for the Lexus over here, I'm not too sure if this engine is very bad. It looks like it's still decent, but we're definitely going to have to take it out to investigate a little bit better. So we might rip this one out then in the next episode and see if we can figure out what's going on with this car. It's definitely got a whole lot of body work as well, and there's some suspension work, but it doesn't look like it's too bad. I mean, a couple of bad tire rods maybe, and yeah, just the new wheels and tires. I'm not too sure if I'm going to put these wheels on the Lexus. They might not work on the Lexus because they might be too wide. They actually seem to fit the Chad quite well. That actually looks pretty neat. But yeah, once again, the tire profile is a little bit lower. I don't know if it's going to be ideal. But okay, guys, I think that is enough for today. It's been quite a bit of a busy day already, and we've got quite a lot of stuff done. Still got a whole lot of stuff to do. Still got to phone the customer to come and pick up their Lada 2107 over there. And sort out a couple of stuff, clean up a bit, and then I'll try and see if I can start working on the wheels on the Bel Air over here, as I mentioned. So yeah, guys, that is going to be a wrap for today. So thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate every like, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I will appreciate it very much. And then, guys, I will see you all in the next one. So cheerio for now.